And I just want to say Happy New Year's. I haven't been filming lately. I'm in the process of moving. I'm actually moving in like the next few weeks, actually the next 2 weeks. So I'm in the process of that. So I've been doing a lot of downsizing. I got rid of a lot of my plants. I downsized quite a bit, but it felt good to declutter a lot of the plants I have. And when I move, I have 2 east windows and 2 west windows. And then I finally have a bathroom with a bathtub with a nice size west window. So I'll be able to hang my plants in the bathroom. I cannot wait because, oh boy, I'm going to have a ball. But I had to downsize a lot. I lost quite a bit of plants as well. Some just were not cutting it for me and I just threw them in the garbage. Some I sold, some I gave away. I've given away a lot of plants. I really feel better giving them away than selling them. But, and when I sold them, it was at a flea market. I sold like 10 of my plants. They all sold. And I just was like giving them $2, $3, It wasn't like I was trying to really profit off of them. I just wanted to get rid of them. But anyhow, Happy New Year's. I apologize for not filming, but, it happens. And I've just been having to do all this stuff. So it's been a lot, but I'm pretty much downsized to who's going with me to the new place. A lot of my Sansevierias I got rid of, and some I lost. I lost about 4, I want to say maybe 4 or 5 Sansevierias that just did not like it. As soon as it turned winter, they were out of here. And I don't know what it was, because one of them I had last winter and it thrived, but it is what it is. I've learned not to get so attached, even though I'm doing a video today on the top 5 of each plants that I would take if I'm not attached, but they're like my favorites. And they're really the favorites of 2019. So I'm just going to go over them all, and I hope you enjoy. So I'm doing my top 5. Now, mind you, these 2 were in one pot when I got it, but I'll explain that. So that's really one plant, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it's one plant because this is the 5 Hoyas. So these are my 5 favorite Hoyas that are just giving me joy right now. And, no fuss. I haven't had any issues with. They're still growing and they're just beautiful. So these are my top 5 Hoyas. I'm going to do my top 5 Sansevierias, my top 5 Philodendrons, my top 5 Monsteras, which I only have 5 Monsteras, and then my top 5 trailing plants. So that's how I'm going to do it for 2019. So like if I had to move and I had to pick 5 of each one of these plants, these would be the ones going, even though I love all of them. There's a lot of them, but these are the ones that I would definitely grab and get up out of here with. So first I'm going to start with my rubra. My Hoya rubra, she's just a beauty, constantly putting out new leaves, constantly, just look at this leaf. It's like a purple color. It looks like the Hawaiian purple almost. And then you have these 2 that just came out. She's constantly putting out new growth, and she's just a little beauty. Like, look at that, new leaves. She's always putting out. She's just a cutie pie. And so this is my Hoya rubra. I just love her. She's such a pretty, very pretty plant. So that's her, Hoya rubra, or the princess carnosa. So yeah. Then here's my Hoya variegated, I believe, Weddii. Hoya Weddii, variegated Weddii. This is another one that reminds me of her. And if you see I love the variegation with the pink, the yellow of, this Hoyas. That's just something about them. They have this yellow, pink, and green variegation that I love about the variegated Hoyas. I just think that's a beautiful combination. And she's another one, just doing her thing, growing, 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 putting out beautiful, pretty little leaves. And so yeah, these guys all just got sprayed, mist down and stuff. I'm gonna do a neem treatment with everybody. I'm just trying to get them situated before the move. So yeah. So that's my Hoya Wetty Eye. I think it's something else. But I know it's the Hoya Wetty Eye. Yeah, I believe it's just the Hoya Wetty Eye, the variegated one. The Hoya Wetty Eye variegated. I think they have another name, but I'm not about to get all into that. We know that this is the Hoya variegated Wetty Eye. Next is my Hoya Vitalina. She's another beauty. She's got this trailer going on. I put her in on this trellis. I got this off Amazon. There's some plastic trellises and they attach and you can get them bigger and bigger. So this is Hoya Vitalina. Yeah, Hoya Vitalina. I think she's a doll. She's just so pretty and she never lets me down. She's got some new leaves coming in right there. New leaves. She's put this whole vine out and look at her veins. She's just a beauty. And I just love her. Her color, the leaves, some of them are kind of yellowish. That was from getting too much sun, but they are hard. Those leaves are hard. And that's how they were when I got her from the greenhouse. But she's got a new leaves coming out right here. Something going on right there. So this long vine she put out for me. I didn't have that vine. And some of these leaves, a lot of these leaves actually are new. So she's a beauty. That's my Hoya Vitalina. And then this young lady right here, Miss Lisa. Hoya Australis Lisa, putting out these new leaves. She's another one, just a doll. And that there's that variegation. You see how they all have that yellow green with the pink new leaves. That's a trademark of Hoya's, variegation that I think is just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So that's the Hoya Australis Lisa, variegated Australis Lisa. And then the last one, the last five. Now, mind you, these were put together. I lost maybe one leaf and then one leaf is in water. I got these from Gabriella Plants. And the reason she's potted by herself, because she's the only one who had established roots. This girl I bought, and you keep them in the pot and it says to not pot them up and do all that stuff. But that to me is a bunch of baloney, because if you don't pull them out the pot and you keep them in the nursery pot and don't repot them and do all that stuff, you don't know if they have good roots or not. Then when you water them, the roots turn, they're rotted out, and because you didn't have enough water in there. So I had to pull them all out because they were acting weird. I pulled the whole plant out the pot and then potted her up and looked at the roots, and they literally didn't have any roots. Now, so I put them in one of these pots. They're like the orchid pots, which are real fast draining, and they dry out pretty quick to get her roots established. And now the leaves are hardened up. Before they were all soft. These are real hard now. So that means they're good to go, because this plant, you could tell the leaves are hard. They're beautiful, beautiful leaves, but these leaves were pretty soft, and they wouldn't get hard until those roots got established. So now there are roots in it. I haven't pulled her out, but I'm pretty sure I can tell the roots are established. So what I'll end up doing is either putting them in a whole nother pot. I'll probably keep them in this pot for a while till I move and stuff. And then I may end up putting them in their own pot because this one's already established and I don't really want to pull her out to add them in there. But I know that's like 6 plants, but is still the same plant. This came together. So that's the Hoya macrophylla variegated. Hoya macrophylla variegated. So that's her, and looks pretty good. I'm glad the leaves are finally hardening up. They're getting some strength, and so these pots are really good if you want to root something in, because you just water it once a week. It drains out and it also dries out, because these roots, Hoya roots, rot, man, too quick. Wait, like Sansevieria roots, they rot very easily, and it's so irritating because I have so many in water right now from rotting. My Hoya obovata just was acting up already, and so I had to cut my whole plant down to save it. And I have one in a pot, which she's doing good, which I should have added onto this list, but and then I have the other rest in water. So that's that. These are my Hoyas that I would say for 2019 are just I'm in love with. So Hoya macrophylla variegata, Hoya australis lisa, and then Hoya vitalina, Hoya variegated weddii, and then Miss Rubra, the princess, Hoya carnosa rubra. Now let me get the Sansevierias. Right. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and go over my Sansevierias. Even though I love all my Sansevierias, but these are like, I'd probably cry over Sansevierias. These are the 5 I would pick. So of course, this big mama, my well-finned Sansevieria, who grew this pup during over the summer, I guess. She was just a baby, and then she grew, and this was her pup, and then this is mama, or grandma. This is the this is grandma. This is mama, baby, and then I got this one. These 2 grew for me since I had her, and I got her last October, so I've had her for a year. We'll say a year few months, and she only had this pup, but it was a little baby, and she grew this. So these 2 grew for me within a year. So that's my well-fan Sansevieria, who I just love this girl. She's gonna go with me wherever I go. So that's her. Here's my gold flame Sansevieria, who I love this girl. She's a beauty with her beautiful variegation. And it's really like a gold, not even a yellow, it's more of a gold flame, like she's called. So this is the gold flame Sansevieria. She's definitely going to be on the top 5 of 2019 plants, even though I had her since 2018, but she's still a part of it. Here's my Whitney, which I have broke her up, put her in a few pots. I separated her. I've given her away. And then I wind up putting a piece back together. And so to make it back together, because she was a big, huge one, but she had a lot of her leaves were damaged. So I kept all the good ones. But this is my Whitney, Sansevieria Whitney, who I just adore her. She's a beauty and she's easy. Like all of these are pretty much easy. They don't give you no issues. Especially her. She doesn't care where you put her, what type of light. I don't water them much, of course. I've learned since last year with my Sansevierias, my care has I had to learn, because last year I had all of them in nursery pots. This year, and they were in nursery pots, and they were in like soil that wasn't fast draining, because I just had started learning, Then I went ahead and repotted them all in March and put them in fast draining soil and in terracotta. So guess what? I lost maybe 2 of my plants, probably because I let them dry out way too much. So I've learned, because last year I literally didn't water none of my plants for probably a few months. I didn't water everybody till March, and I think the last watering was either October or November. This month I'm having to water them at least every 2 weeks. Well, the little ones every 2 weeks, and then the big ones once a month. And I'm giving them a nice drink, but not too much, but just a drink, a good amount of water, just to let it go through. Because for one, they're in terracotta. Some of them are in smaller pots. And so you can underwater Sansevierias because their root balls still needs water. And here I am thinking, oh, they don't need water. They can dry out. Yeah, if they're in a nursery pot and they're not in fast draining soil, let them, do not water them. You can leave them in the nursery pot for a couple of months. I had studied on it, and I even did a video saying that it's okay to let them dry out. No, if they're in a terracotta pot in fast draining soil, they need to be watered straight up. The little ones maybe every 2 weeks, the big ones every month, or every 3 weeks. But they do need to be watered because they do have root balls no matter what. And even though they come from like a desert like thing, there's still water and their roots still need water. So I feel bad because I didn't water. I'm thinking I didn't need to water them, but I forgot. Well, I didn't forget, but I put them in terracotta pots. So if they're in terracotta, we all know terracotta soaks up the water, any type of moisture in the pot. So there's a few of them that dried up so much that they started dying on me, and but I saved a few that did that, like my black coral and my gold flame. So they're still recovering from that. So anyhow, there's that for watering. If you have them in terracotta fast draining soil, make sure you water them at least in the winter twice every 2 weeks, and in the summer every week. But anyhow, so there's Whitney. Then my Metallica, I definitely love her. She's pulling through. I just got her and she's pulling through. Her leaves aren't, having issues. She's just a beauty. I call her my white girl, so she's a beauty. Her and the next to her. So this is the Metallica, Sansevieria Metallica, or they call it the what is the other one? I just know Metallica or Siam Sansevieria. So she's a beauty, and she's just a baby, but she's coming along. I had a big one that didn't make it. The post office messed that whole plant up. That's a long story, but she was pretty big, but I did get refunded through the post office because they delivered her with the whole top of the box open and all the top of the plant just was ruined. It was just ruined, but I was able to get her off eBay. So I was so happy to get her, and she's in a little pot with fast draining soil. I just watered her, so I know to keep her watered every 2 weeks. And then so this is my Banthos Sensation, which I love her. She's another one, and they look so much alike. But this one has the wider leaves. This one has the skinnier leaves. And this is my Banthos Sensation, who is just a doll. She's one of my faves also. She's been with me through thick and thin. Her and the Well Fan. These guys were like two of the rarest ones I got in the Whitney. So I have them. It's going on a year. So the Whitney, the Moonshine. I'm sorry, not Moonshine. The Well Fan, Whitney, and Banthos Sensation. I got them in 2018. So they've been with me for a year plus. The Gold Flame and the Metallica, I got these two during the summertime, this summer, 2019. So here's a recap. My Well Fan, Gold Flame, Whitney, Sierra or Siam, Metallica. She goes by a couple of names. Siam, Sansevieria, the white Sansevieria, and then the Banthos Sensation, who has grown these two leaves really for me. She did have a pup, but I underwatered her, and the pup pretty much dried up and shriveled up. And that was in the soil. It dried up, shriveled up. So I learned a valuable lesson that you can underwater Sansevierias. So that's them. Now, mind you, I had about 50 something. I downsized and I'm at 40 now of different Sansevierias, which um, I'll probably keep all of them. Some of them, if they don't make it till the new spot, they're going to be going. So, but these are the favorite five. These are my favorite five. So let me go ahead and get the Monsteras now. Okay, so here we are, the five. Here's another situation. These two came together. I ended up separating them. For one, it was almost like they didn't want to be in the same pot, but they're going to eventually all go together in the same pot because this one's going to end up outgrowing this one. And I figure once they all both outgrow the pot, then I will go ahead and separate them. But this is the Monstera Peru. She has a pup coming up out of there. One of her leaves was bad when she got delivered to me, so I just cut that one off and letting her recuperate. I got her, I want to say, about 2 months ago. So she's doing okay. She recuperated. So this is the same one. It's the Monstera Peru. I got this as one plant. I did lose maybe one leaf. No, 2 leaves. One leaf was already damaged when I got it. And then I think I lost another one. It was just yellowing. So that's a Monstera Peru. This is my pride and joy. I've already cut her down. She was actually past this pole. But I cut her down. And I got some water propagation, which she's already got roots growing from the water propagation. So yeah. So this is my Monstera Siltepecana, and she's just a doll. She's so pretty, and she's another one. She's not fussy. Like, she just grows. Like the Monsteras, I like Monsteras because they grow. They don't give you no issues. They're beautiful. So that's my Monstera Siltepecana. Even though this isn't a Monstera, but it's as close as it's going to get as a Monstera to me. This is my Raptophora tetrasperma. I got her just a few months ago, and she only had like 4 leaves. One was popping out, and that already popped out, and it's already given me, she's got a pup coming out, and then she's given me, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's got a leaf hidden back there. So she had those 5. One, let me think, which one came out? I believe this is the one that it gave me brand new when I got it. It was just a pup. It was a little, hadn't unfurled. So I had this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll say 1. Wait, no, this was the one that came out for me. Yeah, this is the one that grew out for me. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, this is the one that came out. I'm slow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5 one. So there was 4 leaves with a pup. So, and now she's giving me 5 leaves. And I want to say I got her July or August. I think August. I can't remember, but I got her during the summer, and she's giving me 5 leaves, and she's got a new one. And she gives me a new leaf every time one grows out. She gives me a new one. So that's the Raptophora tetrasperma, even though, once again, that's not a Monstera, but it grows. To me, it grows better than the Monstera deliciosa. I don't have one of those. I had one, and I just couldn't deal with her, so she didn't make it. But this one grows better to me than the Monstera deliciosa for some reason. Then we have this cutie, which is just a beauty. Monstera standelana variegata. She's pushing this leaf right here out for me. And then there's one trying to come up out this stem right here. But yeah, this has given me, so let's see. this leaf and this leaf I've gotten from her. And I got these in October, maybe. I think October. I got her in October. And so, yeah, that's the Monstera standalana. And then this is the Monstera Swiss cheese Monstera. She's okay. The other one I cut down and put in water because these plants are weird too. Soon as it became winter, but I guess it's just a thing. They're fussy sometimes. You just got to learn to the watering. They don't like to dry completely out. So yeah, that's my Monstera. She's huge though. I've trimmed her down and cut her down so many times. I can't even count how many times I've cut her down. She'd be way wilder. But she's nice and full. She's doing okay, so I'm leaving her be. She had a few little tips, but older leaves die off. That's just part of life. So that's the Monstera Swiss cheese. So this is my little Monstera collection. These are the ones I grab once again. The top 5 out the Monstera crew that I would grab. These 5: Monstera siltepecana, Monstera Peru, Monstera standalina, my Rhaptophora tetrasperma, even though she's not a Monstera, but she's still gonna go with this crew, and the Monstera Swiss cheese, or Monstera addisoni. All right, let me get my philodendrons. This video is long. All right, so here's the 5 philodendrons. I downsized my philodendron collection. I got rid of a lot of my philodendrons. Some of them were just too big and I didn't want to transport them over, so I gave them away. Some of them, I'm trying to think, none of them died. I just gave them away, so a lot of them away. So, but I do have quite a bit more. Some of them are propagating, some of them are struggling. I'm just leaving them be. So these are the 5 that I love the most, and they would be the 5 that I would pick for the 2019. And the first one's going to be this beauty, Miss Tahiti, Miss Tropical Tahiti. She's just a cutie pie. I love this plant. I just missed all their leaves down. I generally don't do that, but I just gave them all a wash down, so for the video and stuff, and they needed it anyway. So that's some Philodendron Tahiti. She has this deformed leaf that I don't know what happened, but she's got one coming out right there. She's got a bunch of them popping out. So I just got her, I want to say November, and she's given me quite a bit of beautiful new growth. I did have to cut some of the leaves that were messed up from shipping, I guess, but other than that, she's doing great. That's the Philodendron Tahiti. I love this leaf. The leaves on this philodendrons just have beautiful leaves, period. I don't think their leaves, none of their leaves are ugly because they have such beautiful different styles. So anyhow, this video is stretching, but so then I got my Florida Beauty. She's giving me this new leaf, this leaf, and then she's pushing one out. She was struggling for a while. You see some of her leaves were damaged when I got her, but she's doing good. She's pulling through. She's pushing this big leaf out. This one, so I love her. She's just a cutie pie. That's my Florida Beauty. And then this is Miss Jungle Boogie that I love. She's just grown so much. It's crazy. She just was a little tiny baby when I got her, and now look at her. She's got her big old leaves, and she lost some of her baby leaves, but these big ones, and she got a new one coming out. So that's Jungle Boogie. And then we have Miss Reverted, who still is pushing out pink variegation on her leaves. This is the Burgundy Princess, Philodendron Princess. She got some new pup coming. This one she pushed out for me. That's got variegation on it. Love this leaf. All these beautiful leaves. So this is the Reverted Pink Princess. She's another easy grower, and as you see, soon as you wash them, it's like they just push up out of there. That leaf just literally pushed out because she just got water, and this leaf is pushing out right now. So that's so cute how they do that. And then last but not least is this beautiful Burroughs Mark Philodendron. She's you know, what can you say? She just grows like it's nobody's business. I had two little one. I had a little one and I had one that I got. So I put them together and she made a big full pot. So she only had like a few leaves on each one and she's grown quite a bit. This reminds me so much of the billieti, which I think I'm going to get because they're just beautiful and they grow so pretty. So you can't say nothing bad about the Burroughs Mark philodendron. So that wraps it up for my philodendrons. That's the Burroughs Mark reverted pink princess, or we call it the I like the burgundy princess, and then Jungle Boogie, Florida Beauty, Miss Tahiti. So now I'm gonna go quickly over the plants that I would my trellers. So the top 5 trellers. First, I'm gonna say her. This is my philodendron Rio that has grown so much. I have a little one too, and then I have this one. She's huge. I just got her hanging. I like them to hang a lot and get their little groove on. So that's my philodendron Rio. Looks like the Brazil, but it's the Rio. So excuse this place. I'm redoing stuff. Here's my Brazil. Philodendron Brazil. She don't, of course, never give any issues. I'm going to just walk over here. Of course, all these plants I would take to my Bonnie. I love her. I just put her in some water. And then there's my Neon Pothos. She's getting huge. This would be another trailer. So that's the 4th one. This is the Neon Philodendron, Hartley Philodendron. And then my Scindapsus exotica, whatever you want to call it, and her. I would definitely, that would be the 5. Now, everybody else, of course, is going to go, you know, this little girl, she just be tripping sometimes, but she's doing pretty good. This is the little, I can forget these names, but that would go too. But that rounds it up for my plants. My place is a mess, so please excuse it. But here's just a quick view. That's my Sansevieria rack, and as you see, these are the grow lights. I got these things everywhere. The little shop lights with bulbs that are 65K, daylight 65K bulbs. So that rounds it up. This will probably be the last video in this apartment. I'm pretty much going to be moving, like I said, in a few weeks. There's my Bella. These would all go, but I just wanted to pick out a few. Here's just a quick glance. It's a mess. So you got to excuse it, but it is what it is. I still have a bunch in the kitchen that look crazy. It looks wild in there too, but this is the last shot of it. It's in its mess, but this will be my last apartment preview. I won't, after this is it. So I'm just going to do a quick glance in my